Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Welcome to week 7 of our 8-week youth development series on reinventing yourself with the right mindset, tools, and skills in a digital economy. My name is Dr. Egbe Adewale Odeshi from Uyo Window on America. You will agree with me that the past sections have been very impactful, and I know that today's session will not be an exemption. Today, we'll be looking at cybersecurity and digital responsibility. Our resource person is here with us already, but I'll just quickly read her bio before she takes the floor. Dr. Zareefa Mustafa is a cybersecurity expert with over 15 years of experience and currently serves as Special Assistant on Cybersecurity Director General of NITDA, that's National Information Technology Development Agency, where she helps protect Nigeria's digital infrastructure and shape national cybersecurity policies. She holds advanced degrees, including a PhD in defense and security, and has developed university-level cybersecurity courses across Africa. Dr. Zareefa actively mentors young people through initiatives like the Young Innovators of Nigeria and so many others. She also represented Nigeria in international cybersecurity programs, including training with the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. Through her work, Dr. Mustafa is helping to open doors for young Nigerians to pursue careers in tech and cybersecurity, and continues to inspire, guide, and support the next generation of digital leaders. She's also a US Exchange alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program, IVLP, on promoting cybersecurity. So with a round of applause, let's make welcome our distinguished facilitator for today, Dr. Zareefa Mustafa, as she takes the floor. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the introduction.
Please go ahead.
Yes, all right. I think she's already introduced me. My name is Zareefa Mustafa. I work with NITDA, National Information Technology Development Agency. I hope you know, quite a few of you must have heard of the organization. It's an IT regulatory agency in charge of regulating, developing, and providing advisory services on IT. And part of the services that we provide is on cybersecurity. The NITDA has a computer readiness and emergency response team, which provides incident management to ministries, departments, and agencies. And that's government ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as the general public. So that's just a bit of background on my work and what we do at NITDA. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
All right. So cybersecurity. People keep talking about cybersecurity. Why is it important? If by the show of hands, can I see this? How many people don't use smart devices? No phones, no computers, no internet. Oh, someone raised their hands. Agent Martha. The name looks familiar. So,
I think she didn't hear your question very well.
Yeah, maybe she thought I was saying how many people use smart devices. Right. So, technology has made so many things possible. Like we are here now. I'm in Abuja. Our chief moderator is in Lagos. We have people joining from all over the country, and possibly some people joining from outside of Nigeria. And what has made this possible is technology. So technology has made life easier for us in so many ways. But it comes with its own risks, like everything, even drinking water. We said has its own risk. Maybe you drink too much, you get bloated and all that. So that's the same thing with technology. It has made things easy for us, and but it comes with its own challenges and risk. So the way that we use technology to make our lives easier, to study, to go about our business, to communicate with family and friends, to engage our online customers, the same way that we use the technology is the same way that people with criminal intent use technology. So they use technology also for their nefarious activities. And because of how rapidly technology is expanding, we need to know the dangers associated with being online, with having access to these technologies, with having access to digital services. So I think that's just the main purpose of my topic today. And now there are so many opportunities that technology has brought about. People are working from home. People are working remotely, earning in foreign currency. You know, people are going to school online. I'm a facilitator at Opening University, and all my classes are online. So I teach master's and PhD students, and all my classes are online. And even the exams is online. So it has made things so much easy. But the threats are also there. How many of you, please, by show of hands, have received a message saying, maybe have received your WhatsApp verification code, followed by a phone call by somebody telling you that, okay, maybe they are from your bank, and that they need that verification code to maybe unlock your account? How many have received something similar, right? Apart from that, how many of you have received a message, mostly WhatsApp, that maybe Amazon is doing the 50th anniversary? If you click the link, you will get free gifts. Or how many people have you heard that have been duped because of maybe someone tells them, if you invest 100,000, you get 1 million in 1 hour, and they will take over your account, and before you know it, they are messaging people, trusted people that trust you, that people that know you, you know. So if you are not careful, if you receive a message from someone, maybe a very close friend, that I'm in trouble, I can't access my bank, please, can you send some money to me? What will you do? You immediately think that your friend needs financial assistance, and you'll be in a hurry to provide it, not thinking that, okay, maybe this is fraud. I need to call my friend to confirm that that message actually came from him. So these are the pitfalls that we need to look out for, because it's happening, and the scammers are getting more and more, they are getting wiser. Recently, I got a call. It's my son's Islamia. I received a call from the official school line that there's going to be an online meeting, and that they will send a code to me to join the meeting. I was like, okay. I received the code. Then the man called again. Have I received the code? I said, yes. That I should give him the code. I was like, okay, what do you need the code for? If I'm to join a Zoom meeting, I don't need you. I don't need to give you my code. You just need to give me the Zoom link, and if there's a passcode for it. And he got angry and dropped the phone. So that's how that's one of like the little ways you can get them. Start engaging them. Start asking questions before you even give them what they want, or pretend to give them what they want, and they will get upset so fast that you know that is illegitimate, whatever they're trying to do. It was quite funny because I was like, okay, so you want to take over my WhatsApp and, you know, continue propagating those messages. So that one is like a simple kind of scam, but you get other sophisticated scams, like an email from your bank. Let's say you use GT, right? GT is a popular bank. You may receive a message. It will be something like GT, maybe GT And then there will be maybe a question, a comma, something a little out of space that if you are not very careful, you may miss. And you say, okay, you like it will look so much like the GT website, everything, even the logo of the GT. Disclaimer, it's not as if that they use GT. I'm just using an account that a bank that I know it's quite popular, right? So they kind of spoof the website of the GT to make it look like it's a legitimate website. But at the end of the day, they'll ask you the information that you know your bank will never ask for. They'll ask you for your account number or your password. Once you see anything asking for password, anything asking for personal information, your personal information like your name, your email address, your phone number, just run. It's a major red flag. So one has to be very careful. And sometimes what they do is, you know, they keep trying until they find ways to get people to fall for their scam. Sometimes you receive an email maybe from business. Let's say maybe I may receive an email from NITDA that tells me, okay, we are giving you employee of the quarter or something like that, or employee of the month. Please click this link to fill the information. And I'll look at it. Sometimes they will even address you by your name because they have some of this information. They take their time to do a research on you, and they will ask you, you know, they'll give you some information to make you feel comfortable, to make you think that they are legitimate. And then they will just ask you for some information. Maybe we noticed some fraudulent transactions on your account. Please verify by clicking this link that the transaction did not originate from you. Or if the transaction is not from you, please click this link. So you think that it is legitimate because even in the link, you will see the name of the organization and all that. And you just click the link, and before you know it, if you're not lucky, depending on the kind of attack, they may take over your system and use your system now to propagate other scams. Please feel free to ask questions. I don't want to be talking alone. If you have any comment or you want to add to what I've said, you can chip in. So why is cybersecurity important? Cybersecurity is no longer optional. It's no longer optional because we are always online. Whether we like it or not, we have some sort of activities going on online. Like now, we are in this webinar series. You use your phone for your studies or for your business. You use your phone also to communicate, or your other devices to communicate with your family. So if you are not protected, it means not only you, even the people that are around you will be affected. So it affects your personal life, your career, and even your community. Imagine if someone takes over your account and uses your account to defraud other people. Some people will never believe that it wasn't you. You are not the one who asked them to help them. You were not the one who asked them for help when you had issues with your bank. They will just believe that you scammed them. And reputation, no matter how long, you know, it takes time to build a reputation. But at a click of a button, you can lose that. So that's why you have to be very careful. Every little link that you receive, you know, all these unnecessary promotions that you see, anything that you feel is too good to be true. Believe me, it's too good to be true. There's nothing free in this life, especially when it comes to things that we get from the internet. They will say, okay, the Renewed Hope agenda, they are providing support for family. Everybody is going to get 50,000. And before you know it, you're entering all the information that you need, that they are asking. And once they collect that information from you, there's no way you can get it back. And this information can also be used to impersonate you. Because you've provided all that information, they can use it and assume your identity and scam other people. So assuming your identity is what is called identity theft. There are instances where you see like a flash advertisement. You're maybe playing a game. I don't know if some of you play games on your phone and you see a flash advertisement. Temu is doing promo. Buy one laptop, get two free. And you think, oh, or buy one laptop for 10,000. You know, even from the amount you say, there's something wrong. How can I get a laptop for 10,000? But some people will not think, because it says that the promo is just for 1 minute. So you need to click it within 1 minute. If not, you lose it. And you think, oh, maybe they're just being nice. They're trying to promote maybe their products, and you click on that link. That clicking on that link may mean that you are downloading a malware, that is a malicious software on your device, and which can now take over it can either lock your system and request for money before your system is released. It can encrypt all your data, and they will request for money, and that is called ransomware. Or the malware itself on your system will now, any system that is connected to it, or it will now start sending messages to all your contacts on your device with the same information or similar information to get across to the information they want, and to be able to scam people. And then these are like some of the online threats that you may have come across. So the one with the fake emails and the websites, it's called phishing. You think that it's a legitimate email, but actually it's not. And if you just review it, you will know that it is not. Even if they address it to you by name, just think before you click. Make sure you think. You scrutinize it, you look at it to ensure that you are not being manipulated into providing information that you're not supposed to give out. So, any questions so far? I don't see any hands up, so I'll continue. So why are we so concerned about, protecting yourself and your information online? You think, well, it's a general information. Maybe on your Facebook, you have your name, your email address.
Question from Lagos.
Okay. Right.
Okay. I have a question about what you've taught so far. My name is Sarah Onobe. I'm just coming from, I'm a lawyer. Fortunately, today we're having, in Lagos here, we're having the 2025-2026 legal year week lecture. So I just left there just to attend this program. And the theme for this year, legal year week, is cybersecurity. And yes, it's about cybersecurity, the bar, the bench, and ethical issues. So when I look at the program for today, cybersecurity again, now the challenge with in law, now we have something like e-filing.
All right.
The documents are uploaded online. When you're filing your document, you upload them, and of course, for you to enable e-filing, and then on LinkedIn, for you to have digital visibility, and most of these platforms, you want to project yourself to have global opportunity. How do you strike a balance between digital visibility and cybersecurity? How do you seal your personal information in your cyberspace? I put in my information as a lawyer, my name, personal information, and professional information, because sometimes they intertwine.
Okay.
Yes. So how do you deal with that? Striking a balance between giving your information just to be visible and have global opportunities, and someone taking that information, manipulate it, and impersonate you, or you put yourself at risk too by giving out those information. How do you strike a balance?
Okay, thank you. Yes, there's that. We want to be seen, you know, our professional activities. We want to share it with fellow colleagues or other professionals. So what you do is you also have the privacy aspect. You look at your LinkedIn, it doesn't share your email address, it doesn't share your phone number. You can make these things private. Your post, if you can limit your post to maybe people that you follow or people that are within your network. And for me, it's not every invitation that I accept on LinkedIn. I have to know you. I have to have a reason before I accept, because sometimes you just see people sending connection requests. So you need to also be able to be careful of who you accept on such platforms, because they may or may not be legitimate, and you can also do your search. So what you can do to protect yourself is your private information, just keep it locked, and scrutinize the people that want to connect you, and don't share too much personal information. Like people sharing pictures with location tagged. Maybe I go to Lagos today, right? Maybe immediately after the program, I go to Lagos. When I'm at the airport, I'll take a picture, post it, heading to Lagos. At the airport in Lagos, post it, just landed Lagos. On the way to my hotel, you just, posting indiscriminately in real time. Because now people who know you, if they are following you, they'll say, okay, so this person has traveled to Lagos and you will be gone for 3 days. All right, I can use that time to do some things. So you have to be mindful of what you post. Sometimes it's not immediately an event happens that you post the event. And sometimes you can wait until maybe a day after or 2 days after you posted, okay, I attended this program and it opened up opportunities, blah, blah, blah. You just talk about it and you can tag the people you want. So you can only be careful, but it comes with its challenges, wanting to be visible. And because LinkedIn is a professional platform, you don't want to limit yourself too much so that as not to miss some opportunities, but just know what to post and what not to post. Anything private, to me, it doesn't belong on LinkedIn. But people like to post all sorts of stuff. So you just know what you can live with if it's out on the internet and what you can't live with.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question too.
Yeah,
I'm sure it doesn't give you the complete answer that you're expecting, but that is, you have to just weigh the benefit against the risk.
Okay, thank you very much. I also would like to add, for instance, if you really want to showcase something that is of value to you, let's say you attended a program today, just like she said, you don't necessarily have to put the information up today. You can put it up next week, just to tell people, because sometimes to employers of labor, they might want to know whether you are up to date and you want to show that you've attended some training programs and so on. So if you want to showcase that, you don't necessarily have to post immediately. You can post, days after, and then you now refer back to that day, probably link to the site of the conference. And, that's the way you can bypass all the issues that have been raised. Thank you very much, Dr. Mustafa. We'll now go to Oka quickly. Oka, can you unmute yourself?
Good afternoon. You talked about malware and ransomware. So I want to know if, how malware and ransomware are.
Okay, how do malware and ransomware operate?
How are they? Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. So
So I want to know how they. Okay, the question is not complete. There was an interruption. So I want to know how they are installed. If the malware is actually an APK file, that is installed when you click the link? Or how do you give it approval to start being installed into your system?
Right. So
That's
ransomware is also, it starts as a malware. So a malware, depending on the type of malware, when you click the link, sometimes it downloads as an executable file in your system, which runs automatically because of the way that it is written. So without you knowing, it will install itself on your system. For ransomware, what it does is once that malware is installed on your system, it will now give the attacker access to your device, and the attacker now can upload another malware which can encrypt your system. This means that you will not be able to access your system unless you agree to their demands and you pay them. I hope that answers your question. Okay, no. So,
Sorry, you want to continue? American Space Abuja. If they are not ready, let's move quickly to Uyo.
All right, my question is, all right, sir. My question is, how can I differentiate between a legitimate web link and a fake web link such that I don't even need to click? Once I look at the web link and I'll say, okay, this one is trying to steal, so no need for me to click the link.
okay, so let me use NITDA, an example. Our legitimate website URL is www.nitda.gov.ng. So you may get an email from nitda.gov.com. Do you understand? Because most government agencies use .gov.ng, or you can receive a message from, or you can see a URL with nitda.com.ng. You know, with even the exactly the way NITDA website is, it can mirror that website, but just the URL, they'll be different. It will be different. Or you'll see nitda.com_ng. Such small typos. You think they are typos. I don't know who's talking now.
Go ahead.
And yes, and also one way you will know is these legitimate organizations will not just ask you to click or download files on your system. And if you are not sure, just check. That's the easiest thing that you can do. You copy the URL and you post it and paste it in Google and ask if it's legitimate. It will give you an answer. So don't be in a hurry just because maybe they're promising you heaven and earth. Just take your time, copy the URL, post it. Even if, for example, you check for all those typos and there's none, you just copy the URL and check it. Or even the message, maybe they say NITDA is employing 100 graduates in the next 1 year. Please upload your CV, blah, 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 or download this link to go to the application site. Just check. If NITDA is it's having any recruitment exercise, it will be a public knowledge, and it will not just come to you as an email. So anything that sounds fishy, you know, even if it raises the tiniest red flag, just check, verify. Believe nothing and verify everything. That's something that should be your motto when you're online. I hope that answers your question. Yes.
Let's go to Abuja, American Space Abuja.
The question has been answered. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Abeokuta, let's go to Abeokuta. Abeokuta.
move to the camera too. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Ms. Sarifat. The question I have here is that many scams now use advanced techniques like deepfakes, AI-generated images and emails, and social engineering. From a cybersecurity professional's point of view, what are the most effective strategies individuals can use to protect themselves when technology makes scam looks more convincing than ever? Thank you.
Right. So, like I mentioned, technology, you can use it to do, to support what you're doing, to make life easier for you, right? Just the way that they use technology like AI to create those deep fakes, because deep fakes are a real problem. You can also use images like, you can also use AI to check the authenticity of these documents, or of this, maybe the documents, if it's videos, if they are images, because if it was created with AI, then AI will help you to be able to uncover if it's a real or a fake image. Also, there are sites that you can use to verify some of this information. I don't have any right now. I'm going to check and I'll share some of them with you. How do you check if a video is fake? You may get some false positive, maybe saying that it is true, maybe it's legitimate, while it is not, but most of the time they help you to spot deep fakes and fake images or fake information online.
All right, thank you
So
very much.
we just need to utilize these technologies as they are coming. The criminals, unfortunately, are always a step ahead, but the same technology that they are using for their crime is the same technology that now will be used to prevent those crimes from happening, to protect yourself from being victims of those crimes, and also to be able to investigate those crimes. Yes. I hope that answers your question.
Let's go to Joss now. Please unmute yourself, Joss. Please unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Dr. Zareefa.
Afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me, sir? Good afternoon, Dr. Zareefa.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your the message you deliver. What I'm trying to, if I listened to you very well, talking about information being shared, most especially online. If you look at Nigeria today, we have these fintechs, these loan apps. You apply a loan, they will ask you to fill your information, your BVN, your NIN, everything that has to do with your bank account, you fill it. I'm so scared. What I'm trying to say here is this. You release all your information to these people that you don't even know them. How are Nigerians safe? How are Nigerians safe from the hands of these fintechs, these loan apps? Are their information safe on this app? Because every day, every morning, you hear that people are being duped. People are being scammed. Nigerians are being scammed. How are we safe from the hands of these people? And we know that majority of these fintechs, they are non-Nigerians. Most of them, they are non-Nigerians. You see that they are Lebanese, this and that. So please, how are Nigerians safe from the hands of these people? And if it happened, what are the penalties to these fintechs? Thank you, Doctor.
All right, thank you. So on loan apps, I know that they collect information
Yes.
You know, they give you very low rates and tell you that, you know, the repayment plan is flexible, blah, blah, blah. I've come across people who had issues with them and they end up sharing their details. You know, they contact your friends, your contacts to say, okay, this person is owing us and all that. So we have what is called the Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023, and it has provisions in terms of processing of personal data. The data they collect to approve your loan, if it involves personally identifiable information, your name, maybe your phone number, and maybe your address. This can be used to personally identify you. And when it comes to personal information, whether it is automated or not, which includes collection, the recording, the storing, sharing of this information, the use of this information, all sorts of information. There are ways that you can lawfully use them, and there are ways that you cannot use them that are unlawful. You can't share this information with any third party unless you agree. When you are signing that loan, they say they give you terms, and you just click accept without reading. You're probably signing away the rights to your information. They can say, okay, in the case of default in payment, we have the right to contact all the people on your contact, and you just click okay. Do you understand? They have all these disclaimers, but people don't go through it. So what we need is, oh my God. Can you hear me still?
We can hear you.
Okay, my computer screen just went off. So I don't know if...
We can hear you, you can see you.
Okay, that's technology for you. I hope not a bug. Right, so you need to know what you are signing. Just because you are in a hurry to get very low interest loan doesn't mean you just accept. So if you believe that your right has been infringed on, you can contact NDPC. That's the Nigeria Data Protection Commission. They take these things very serious, and they are always educating people on their rights as data subjects, because it is your data that is being used for all sorts of activities. I'm going to also join on another device. I don't know why I can't see anything, but we can go to the next question. I hope that I've answered your question from Jos.
Yes. Let's go to Bauchi and then Calabar. Bauchi, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your time. I have a question, please. I was once a victim of cyber scam, which originated from a Facebook story about an individual who became a millionaire through trading. I joined through a link they gave. Now, to cut the story short, I was scammed almost like 500,000. Yes. Now, my grief and concern was that these people use legitimate bank accounts and phone numbers. But they went scot-free. I was at the EFCC. First, I laid my complaint. Then they said that they only treat cases from 10 million above. So I went back to DSS, who they entertained me, but nothing was done. They told me that this is a police case. I should go to the police. And the police started going around. So I just gave up. How can I channel my grief, please, to the appropriate channel? Thank you.
It's CBN, because they are the financial regulators. They regulate all these activities, and they have the banks. You have the account. You have the phone numbers. So phone number communications, that's NCC. You can complain to their, I think they have consumer. I know CBN has consumer protection, and I know that they do. You can check their website on consumer protection. If there's any issue, they usually address it, because they mandate the banks, because they can mandate the banks to block those accounts that are receiving the funds. But also it depends, because sometimes if they are wallets, the wallets, I think there are some challenges with investigation when it comes to wallets instead of bank accounts. For bank accounts, you need a whole lot of information, but for wallets, I think they're a bit lax. I don't know if that has changed. So when you complain to consumer protection in CBN, they do the investigations, and most times the funds are recovered, unless the funds are moved out of the country, because any transaction, it can be traced, because nothing, the movement of data leaves a trail. So the way your money moved from your account to account A, from account A to account B, it can all be traced. And so you can go to CBN, and that's why financial literacy is very important. I think apart from on cybersecurity, you need to know, you need to do more awareness on data protection. We need to also do a whole lot of awareness on financial security and financial intelligence also.
All right.
I hope that answers your question. I'm from Bauchi, so that's why I gave a longer answer.
All right, let's go to Calabar, then finally Huyo.
Oh, okay.
Calabar.
Hello. Good everyone. So my question is, how can AI distinguish between, or how can we distinguish between a legitimate trending social media campaign and a coordinated scam, especially when scammers mimic authentic engagement patterns?
Mm-hmm.
So what you can do, there are tools that can help you with that. You look at the trending stories, you look at how it originated, you look at the account also, because the accounts can give you an indication. Sometimes you just see something trending and you never know where it originates from. So going back to the origin of those posts is one of the first steps that you can use to check the authenticity of the information. So once you go check the engagement on the page, check the kind of the post, that account, the previous post history of the account. It can also give you an indication. And I believe that there are tools. Unfortunately, they are not free tools that you can use to check the legitimacy of some of these things. But usually going back to the origin, you'll be able to spot some of these things, because sometimes bots do a lot of and what is boosting of post and all that. Once you have the right tools, you can do that. You just post something now and you just keep boosting, and before you know it, people are making it the trending topic, because people will just keep posting without actually knowing how it originated. So just don't be in a hurry to join the bandwagon. Check the origin, and it will give you an indication of the legitimacy of the post. I hope that answers your question. Most of these cybersecurity challenges or the issues that we are seeing, there is no like one solution or one hat fits all. Because I mentioned the way that technology is revolutionizing everything in a good way, people are still using it, those capabilities in causing harm. I hope I answered your question. Is it Calabar, right? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you answered the question.
Okay, I was, because my screen is blank, so I was afraid I was talking to myself. I think the next one is Uyo or Calabar, one of the two. I'm just going to join with another device so that I can see what is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. I have a question pertaining to an instance you gave. Maybe a WhatsApp link is shared, maybe in a group. Temu is celebrating maybe 500 years anniversary. Click this link and get your share. And then maybe it's definitely most of those instances are from the those cybersecurity, how do we call them, hackers. And I have already clicked, I'm giving an instance, I have already clicked that link, and maybe my Android phone has already been tampered remotely without my knowledge.
Yes.
How then can I maybe stop such further intrusion into my Android device, or maybe stop them from attacking more? Thank you.
So most of the time, if you already have a virus on your device, you'll notice it behaving strangely. Just give me a second. I'm trying to connect with another device. I don't want interference. So just 1 second. Once I'm connected, then I'll continue. Okay. So I can see what is happening now. Right. So you may see that your device is behaving, maybe it's very slow. You see some things popping up. You know, you keep deleting some information, they keep coming back, or you see some files missing. Just remove them. And it's always good to have a good antivirus on your phone, not just on your tab, on your laptop or desktop, but even on your phone. It is good to have antivirus, because some of these malware, they lay dormant until their until the command and control gives them a command to start running their activities. So you may not even know that you have a malware on your system or on your device, but once you have an antivirus on the system, that will be better than not having none, and it will protect you. Even if the virus is dormant, it should be able to flag it out, because this antivirus, what they do, all the signatures of the viruses, once it is found on one device, it is possible that once it is found on a device, the information is usually shared, and they identify the signature. So anywhere they see that signature, they know that it is a virus, and they will notify the user. So it's always good to have an antivirus on your system.
Lucy?
Do we still have more questions?
One more.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right. Yes.
Good afternoon.
From where?
Do say.
Do say. Okay.
So please, my question is that as a, let's say, as an IT head of department for a particular company,
yes,
for example, you have a security breach and some credentials were stolen by the attackers. So is there any governmental organization or agency that I can contact in Nigeria to report the security breach?
NITDA. You're talking to the right person. Not me personally, but you can send the information. I'm just going to chat here, type it in the chat box. I hope everybody can see it. It's cert@nitda.gov.ng. So just send an email to that email address that I shared on the chat, and they will provide support.
Okay, thank you.
Meduguri. So after this, then we get back to the Meduguri. Please quickly unmute yourself.
I'm telling you, have 2 questions.
Good afternoon, sir. I have two questions with me here. And my first question is, how can strong password management and multi-factor authentication improve online security? And my second question is, what are the key practices individuals can take to guide and reduce digital and improve digital security?
All right, so we're talking about strong passwords and multi-factor authentication. So these are just safeguards to protect your accounts from being compromised. And the reason why they are recommended is because when you use multi-factor authentication is usually one way. So you have an email account and you just use your password to access your email account. But your password, if it's just letters, or it can easily be guessed. Some people use their birthday, some people use their anniversary, some people use their children's name as their password. So with social engineering, someone can easily gain access to your account. But when you use a multi-factor authentication, adds another layer of security, where you use your password and then you use maybe your biometric. Your biometric, nobody can duplicate your biometric. So you have your password, which is okay. If somebody guesses the password, it's fine and good. But they cannot guess your biometrics. Nobody can duplicate your fingerprint. They cannot duplicate your face or your eyes. So then that just adds additional layer of security and protects your account or your devices from being compromised. So the second question is what? I hope I answered the first question.
Yes, ma'am.
The second
The
question.
second question is, what are the key practices individuals can take to guide and improve digital security online? The question is somehow similar.
That's one. Two, share as little as possible. Anything that doesn't need to be shared should not be shared. Like I mentioned, let me just give you an instance. I know someone, when the person first joined Facebook, their address, spouse's name, children's name, even their home address was all posted on Facebook, because you just feel, oh, I'm safe, nobody, or people already know all this information. So what's the point of not adding it? But people that know and the people that would use it for a different, like for nefarious purpose, there are two different sets of people. So if it's not required, or if it's not, if you don't need to, just don't. That's the best way to ensuring that you protect your privacy online. Because once it is online, you can't take it back. You cannot delete your digital footprint. Anybody that tells you that you can delete your digital footprint is just not being very honest with you. Anything you post online, even if it's for a minute, there's a possibility that you can never take it off. So if you know you don't want it online, let it be, let it stay offline. Because once it's out, it's out, you can't take it back. So that's that. Then two, also, I mentioned earlier, all this information, necessary information about your location, about what you're doing, but at every second of the day that people like posting online, you should be very careful. Know the people, the kind of people you engage with online. For example, you have your school WhatsApp group and you're chatting. Maybe someone from the school WhatsApp group decides to chat with you separately and start asking you some questions. If they feel off, they are off. That's why I said the tiniest red flag. Don't ignore the tiniest red flag, because it may be saving you from a lot of issues. So what are the other things that you can do to stay online? Okay, also the way you want to be, when you're online, also use it, treat others with respect, use it in an ethical way. Don't misuse, all this access, the services that you have, don't misuse them, because sometimes in doing that also it can come back to bite you. Also, make sure that all your antivirus is always up to date. Any security patch that is released either by your phone, your tablet, your PC, make sure you update. Don't say, I'm not going to update until maybe every year. It's not possible. Anytime your system alerts you that there's an update, just update it. Most of these updates are as a result of maybe a vulnerability that has been found, and the manufacturer of that application is now being responsible to make a patch to remove that vulnerability from the system. So make sure that you always keep your systems up to date. I hope I've answered your question.
There's 2 more questions on the chat box. What are the importance of cybersecurity to the developing countries in their economic development? I don't seem to understand the question.
Okay, so economy. Why do people come to other countries to invest? Because they feel that their investment is safe. If you are always having cyber attacks, maybe cyber attacks targeted at your financial institutions, targeted at your government organizations, do you think investors will be comfortable coming to that country to invest? If you don't have investors, then there's a possibility that it will affect your economic development. So it is just ensuring that you protect your sovereignty, right? You don't want people, you don't want to be seen as a country that cannot protect itself. You don't want to be seen as a country that's always, you can be a target of an attack, but the successful attacks are the ones that make people to be wary of having businesses with you. So if, for example, now you have your bank, let's say Savannah Bank, it's an old bank, it doesn't exist anymore. And you just read on news that there was a breach and they had to pay maybe 500 million, and your money is there. You'll just be thinking, I hope these people have not touched my money, right? So maybe after 2 or 3 months, there's another attack. After another maybe 5 months, there's another attack. Will you be comfortable leaving your money in that bank? You will not be comfortable. And once people lose their trust in your ability to protect, like in the bank's ability to protect their funds, they will remove it. Once they remove, the bank will collapse, because without those funds in the bank cannot operate itself. And that can lead to economic instability also, if financial institutions are failing because of cyber attacks. I hope I've answered your question. I don't know, it's from, okay, what's that? Window, American Window, right? In Dusi.
It's in Dusi, yeah.
Yes. So if I've answered your question, just give me a thumbs up, please, to know that I've addressed it.
And then there's another one from Maiduguri. It says, as a forensic scientist, I want to know the difference between cyber forensic and cyber security.
Forensics is the art of investigations, looking at the why, the where, the how, the who of an attack. So digital forensics deals with the investigation, identification, extracting, preserving of information that can be used as evidence in a court of law. That information can be used to show that a crime has been committed, how the crime was committed, and the victim of the crime. I hope that answers your question.
All right. I don't seem to, okay, I can see more hands. Do you still want to make some presentation more?
Okay, let me just go briefly over some things that I want to talk about. I think based on the questions we've discussed virtually, what I wanted to talk about. We talked about privacy, being private online, don't share everything online. There are things that are meant to be private, just keep them private. And also on your apps, you can review the privacy setting. Look at what is there. Don't just accept because you want to use the app. Check if there's anything that you're not comfortable with, turn it off. An example that I want to give is I used to use a phone. I'm not going to mention the company, but I wanted to use the browser on the phone that came with the phone, and I was told that I have to give permission to everything, to my microphone, to my contacts, to my messages before I can use that browser. I was like, why do I need to give all that information? It means that the device can access this information without my knowledge if I'm giving them, because I've already given them access, and I decided not to use that browser. So you need to know what you're accepting. So make sure that you review the privacy settings on your apps and on your social media, and regularly back up your files. You back it off somewhere, because if your device goes missing or it gets corrupted, or we don't pray for it, but infected by malware, you can always rely on the backup. Just don't keep one copy of your information. And also, you need to be responsible online. Treat others with respect. Avoid sharing false information and engaging in cyberbullying, because we have seen cases where cyberbullying had led to fatalities. So we don't want to be the cause of such. And just make sure that whatever you do online is positive, so that you don't have anything negative. Like I mentioned, if it's online, it's online. You can't take it off. It will be there forever. You want a positive digital footprint, not negative. And before you post, just think, would I be proud if this is shown in the public? Right? So if you're not going to be proud of it, then don't. If you're not going to be proud of it in a year or two, don't. If you're not going to be proud of it in a week or so, don't. So we talked about staying safe online, use of strong passwords. We can use password managers. Someone like me, I tend to forget my passwords. I'm always, and I don't like using password manager, but but they are really good. They help you. But I just use passwords that you remember, that have meanings to you, but maybe if it's E, change it with 3. If it's S, change it with 5. If it's 1, you can use underscore. If it's, some of these things, so that you can actually use your name as your password, but because you mix it with numbers and letters, it will be strong enough. And of course, it's maybe if your name, you spelled it a little differently, you'll be able to remember it. Because long and complicated password, there's a tendency that you'll forget it. Someone like me, I forget. And my password, I have a special way that I remember them. So if it's longer than what I'm used to, I tend to forget it. So don't use complicated passwords that you forget. And we talked about keeping your devices, your apps, and your software all updated. And then you need to be vigilant. There's so anything that you come across, you need to verify it. Don't believe anything unless you verify. Check before you click. Check and to make sure that you're not clicking on the wrong thing. And so what about your community? How do you support your community in terms of cybersecurity? If you see something, you talk. No, because cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. If you see someone acting in a way that is not good on the internet, you can call the person, you can talk to the person to make the person understand why they shouldn't be doing that. And you should also, if you promote a safer community, safer environment, even you within your class, you see people doing the wrong things online, you can talk to them, and you can now propagate into a safer community and a safer nation. And what else? So protect yourself. And cybersecurity builds credibility, trust, and career growth, even if you don't work in the field of cybersecurity. As long as you're cyber conscious, it will enhance your trust, credibility, and you should also be able to stay alert all the time to protect yourself from all these online harms. And together, we can build a better digital nation, and small actions can make big impacts, not only on yourself, but also for your career and your community. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me and to ask questions, and I hope I've answered all your questions. So if we have, I don't know, if we have
Still have
other
more
questions.
Yeah, we still have more questions.
Like how many?
Just two.
Okay.
But before we take those questions, I just
Yes.
wanted to add that, many people are gullible. And if
Yes.
you are gullible, you're susceptible to all these attacks. Most times, like you said when you started, there are so many of us that come up. There was a day somebody came to our space here, and the guy just rushed to my table. He said, "Yes, it has happened." I said, "What happened?" "It has happened." I said, "What really happened?" "I won." I said, "What did you win?"
Lottery.
He said, "I won lottery." I said, "Did you play lottery?" He said, "No." I said, how would you win without playing?" He said, "No, but they sent it to me." I said, "Look, young man, it's not easy to win anything. So you didn't even play. So why are you talking about?" He said, "No, let me just show it to you." I said, "Young man, you cannot." At the end of the day, when he showed to me, I mean, these are even so common. I think that was the first time we see such a thing. He was so happy. He was so happy.
Yeah.
So I really want to plead with you, particularly the young folks, don't be gullible, okay? Can we quickly move on to Enugu right now? Enugu, unmute yourself, and then we'll go to Maiduguri.
We have some questions on the chat box also.
Yep. Oh, Joss, are you back? How are you today?
Yes, good afternoon. Sorry, we had a light issue that cut our system out, but we're back now.
Okay. You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Enugu.
All right. Good afternoon, Ma. Good afternoon, sir. My question is, what is digital footprint, and what can we do to manage and control it effectively? That's the first question. The second question says, what are the key things to look out for a website private policy before we share our personal information with such websites? And then the last question, when using a public Wi-Fi, what are the risks and what security measures, like using VPN, can we take while using public Wi-Fi? Thank you.
Right. The first question is on digital footprints. What are the digital footprints? So the information you leave online. You take a picture, you post online, it's there. You type on your Facebook chat that you are attending a webinar at American Space in Enugu, it's there. Anything that you leave online that has left your device and it's online, that's your digital footprint. And so that's why you need to be aware of what you're posting. You need to be careful of what you post. Don't just post anyhow because you feel like posting. You need to, like I mentioned, would you be proud if you post this online? If you're not going to be proud of it, don't post it. If you don't think it is right for you to post it, don't post it. So it's just be ethical when you're online and how you interact with your people online. That's the first one. The second one is, I can't remember the second question, but I remember the third question. The third question is using public Wi-Fi. the use of public Wi-Fi, well, it is not under your control. You don't know how the security is, and you need to be careful of what you use online, because there may be people who are online, who can have access to that information. So any information, don't log onto your bank app when you're using a public Wi-Fi. Even if you're using a VPN, it's strongly discouraged, unless it's a matter of life and death. That's how I'll use it, right? And then you can have even the VPN. There are VPNs that are actually free. So do you know who holds the data? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Do I have control over that data? If I don't have control over the data, then I don't want my data there. I think I remember the second question. The second question has to do with the privacy policy on organizations' websites before you fill in your information. So what do they need? They need your name, yes. Do they need your address? Whatever services they are offering. Is there a need for your address? Is there a need for your VPN? Is there a need for you have to ask yourself these hard questions. So if it's a website that you're using to subscribe for data, I don't think they need your VPN, and I don't think they will need your ID card, your NIN. So if they're asking for that, it's a red flag. But if you're applying for loan, right? If they ask for your house address, your date of birth, your BVN, then it's because they need it. It's because of the type of service they are offering you. So the information you provide should be based on the type of service that they are providing. If you're not comfortable about sharing those information, don't. Some actually don't. They tell you that if you don't want that your information to be, if you want your information not to be shared publicly, for some of these things, if you tell them that, they will remove it. Maybe for a training like this training now that we are having, there are pictures maybe that will be taken. So some, they will tell you, if you don't want. So, is someone saying something?
No.
Yeah. So like I said, it just depends on the services that they are providing, the websites that are requesting for this information. If it is not related to the services they are requesting for, you should not provide it unless they give you a good reason for it. So I think that's that. I hope I've answered your question. Please, a thumbs up if I've addressed your questions. It was from Enugu, right?
Yeah, that was from Enugu.
All right, thank you.
American Space Meduguri, you have a question here. How can I be a cybersecurity personnel? And is there any connection between cybersecurity and national grid?
Yes, national grid is a critical infrastructure. So now, if national grid, if there's a problem with national grid, what do you think will happen? A lot of things will stop working, right? We'll rely on the generator, on alternative source of power. So national grid is a critical infrastructure that is even, it was last year that there was a gazette on the protection of critical national information infrastructure, and I believe energy is there. So cybersecurity, you need to protect it. If there's any once it's critical infrastructure, there's no argument on that. There needs to be cybersecurity. Even if it's a primary school, anything, any career-wise, any type of work that you're doing, there is, there is an aspect of cybersecurity on it, because you collect information of your, let's say primary school, for an example, you collect information of your students, you collect information of their parents. So these are personal information. If it falls into the wrong hand, it can be used for fraudulent. It can be used fraudulently. And when it comes to the national grid. Like I said, critical infrastructure. If there's a problem with the national grid, there will be problem everywhere. Anytime the national grid collapses, you'll see people talking. If I can't recharge my maybe AEDC, if I can't get my AEDC token, there's problem, because if I don't have power, for how long can I run on alternative energy? So that's in terms of career. Yeah, every organization should have a cybersecurity, either personnel or a department, you know, to help protect them and to keep them safe. And even when there is an incident, to recover from the incident. I hope I've answered your question. That's Maiduguri, right?
Yes, that's Maiduguri. We still have somebody seated at Maiduguri. Do you still want to ask a question? The man in yellow. Okay, please unmute yourself and be very brief.
Good afternoon, sir. My question is, how can young prepare themselves for a career opportunity in the field of cybersecurity?
Okay, so cybersecurity is a very large field. That's one. Two, there's a global shortage of cybersecurity professionals. So it's a field that is growing, and you have so many opportunities. So you can be a cybersecurity analyst. You can be an incident response analyst. You can be a GRC. You can do governance, risk, and compliance. You can even do so the admin part of cybersecurity. You know, getting everything sorted and together. And so it depending on what you want to do, or your areas of strength. People don't, like me, I don't like coding. So I try as much as possible to stay away from anything that involves that. And that didn't stop me from doing my PhD in digital forensics. So just if you are interested in that, look at the different aspects of the cybersecurity. And, you know, you can even do IT support. That can, you know, and then you grow from there. Don't just say, I'm just going to be an ethical hacker, just like that. Try and explore the different career paths and see the one that resonates more with you. So if you are all about, you know, finding information, wanting to know what happened, why this happened and all that, you can do digital forensics, or you can even do threat intelligence, you know, getting information about threats, analyzing them just to give meaningful response, because all these, they work together in providing or in building better resilience in the organization or in the area or the community that you. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
All right. American Center, do you have anything? Because I can see your hand up. Okay. Any other question before we wrap it up today?
I think there's a question in the comment box.
Go ahead.
So the question is quite long, that someone has been trying to get, let me see, from Sokoto. I've been working in cybersecurity for 2 years and hold several certifications. I'm keen on pursuing a career as an ethical having issue. Okay, as an ethical hacker, would you recommend starting with S plus before ethical hacker course, or should I go for ethical hacker essentials? Right. So I think you can go for the ethical hacker essentials before you explore other options. because that is the field that you are interested in, and you go for that. And if you still have if you still feel that you need to do other certifications, then you can go ahead and do the other certifications. But be careful about having too many certifications without actual practical knowledge. So it's always good to be having your certification together with hands-on knowledge. As you're working, you'll be doing your certifications, because you can have so many certifications and you end up being overqualified in terms of certification, but underqualified in terms of practical skills. Thank you.
All right. Is there any other question? I think you have somewhere there. Okay, please unmute yourself. There's somebody here at the American Center. Can you unmute yourself?
I've done that. Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
I have a challenge that I had some time ago. Somebody used the impersonated Facebook by using a metadata, meta AI, something like that, to chat me up. And the conversation was going on, and said I want some money, and asked me to put in a bank account. I have a DOM account, I have a normal account. I put the DOM account. But as the conversation continued, I discovered some other personal questions started coming in. That is when I stopped communicating with the person. So in this case, how do you discover these cyber criminals? Because the impersonator I was thinking is Facebook that was chatting with me, in the sense that they have monetized my page, and then I click a picture and all that and all that. So that's the first question. The second question, I'm a person that have phobia for links because of hackers. And also, there are some websites that these hackers have gotten the fake, and they will follow you on your page to know the kind of person you are and what you do in order to know how to take you on. So how do you avoid, how do you identify a fake website or an original website regarding links they send? So these are two questions.
I missed most of the question. Can you summarize it, please?
Okay. The first one, somebody impersonated Facebook and chatted me, letting me know that my page had been monetized, and we started talking, and I was asked to supply details, including bank account, which I did. And I only to realize that the person started going funny by asking something different from that. So the conversation had to stop.
Okay.
So how do you know, how do you identify the fake one and the original one? That's the first question.
I think let's make do with just one, please.
Okay.
So impersonation. The first red flag for me is Facebook contacting you that your page has been monetized. Did you sign any, did you request for your page to be monetized? I don't know how it works, but it seems strange that they will contact you about your page. What I believe, most of this, not like chat, when you have these issues, most of the time they will even send an email, not chat with you. That chat should have been your first red flag. It's just like your bank. If there's an issue with your bank, or some money, or even, let's say with the bank, you have some issues with your bank, they will not chat you at all. They will either call you or send a message. And if you're not comfortable, or send an email, if you're not comfortable with that, you can go to the bank to verify. So even with Facebook, they cannot just chat you based on what I know. But if it was a legitimate reason, they would have sent an email. So that's that. And for you to be able to differentiate between legitimate and illegitimate persons online is based on your interactions with them. Like I mentioned, the person that called me about my son's Islamia, saying that they're going to have a meeting. I should send the pin to him. I know that there's no pin that I can send, or I can't use any pin because one, it's a Zoom meeting. I can't generate a pin for a Zoom meeting that I'm not the organizer, that I didn't organize that meeting, or I didn't create the meeting. How will I get a pin? You know, just don't be in a hurry to give out information. You can also ask questions. You know, your page has been monetized. Okay, based on what? Based on whose permission? Because it's your private information. Nobody should just use your information without your permission, unless you gave them that waiver to use your information as they deem fit. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I'll be asking our director in JOS to wrap up. But before then, I would like to please plead with everybody. I noticed something today. There were a lot of centers where we had people moving all over the place. This is also a recording of event. So please let's always make sure that we're all seated so that we can all enjoy the session. So can I turn it over to our dear director in JOS? Over to you to wrap up the session.
So we would like to sincerely appreciate Dr. Mustafa for all of her wisdom and all of her insights into cybersecurity. I believe all of us have taken away something about the practices we need to be safe online, how we can protect our identity and our personal information, and the resources we have in our bank accounts. We'd also like to appreciate all of the American spaces and those who've asked questions and made contributions. Thank you for your questions, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody next week in the final Youth Development Series program. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And on Monday, we have employability webinar. Please don't forget to join us. Have a lovely day, and bye-bye to you all. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for having me.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your day. Bye.
Same to you. Bye-bye.